Hello, Candace. I wanted to start by saying that although I may not agree with a lot of your rhetoric, I understand where you're coming from. In fact, you remind me a lot of my oldest daughter, and as you can imagine, she and I have a lot of lively debates. That being said, allow me to share with you that there is a certain element that is represented by the word tact. My biggest disagreement with you is the fact that you would attack a man, and really you're attacking his grieving family on the day of his memorial. Let's, for sake of argument, agree that everything that you have lined out, which I have not seen all of the stuff that you're talking about, Mr. Floyd, his mental state and all of that. I have not seen this, what you're sharing. But let's say, for argument's sake, that everything that you said about Mr. Floyd, his criminal past, the fact that you say he was high on drugs when he was apprehended, let's say I stipulate for the sake of argument that all of that is true. Let me share with you what else is true. The fact that you would release a statement like that on the very day of his memorial shows a profound lack of tact. It shows a profound lack of character. Because even if everything that you said was true, his life still mattered. Let me repeat that. If everything you said about Mr. Floyd is true, his life still mattered. His family still deserves the space to grieve. And the fact that you do not have the tact to understand that is a lack of character. Keep in mind, Dylan Roof, from my home state, and also grew up in my hometown of Eastover, South Carolina, to the best of my knowledge. Murdered 9 people in church. When the police picked him up, you know what? They still understood, even though he was a murderer, his life still mattered. And how do I know that? Because they were even concerned about the fact that he was hungry. They stopped him by, I believe it was Burger King, on the way back to custody. Hey, this guy, he's been through a lot. He's probably hungry. For some reason, a reason that you and people like you say don't exist, James Baldwin said to be black and intelligent and enlightened in America is to be constantly enraged. For some reason that people like you say don't exist, George Floyd gets arrested for allegedly, because he has not been tried and convicted by a jury of his peers, he is allegedly arrested for passing a fake $20 bill, and he is murdered by a police officer, surrounded by other police officers who prevented the public from interfering with this lynching. This is what happens to a black man who allegedly passed a $20 bill. Now, Dylan Roof can walk into a church and murder 9 innocent people, but the law officers who pick him up still innately understand that his life mattered. So much so that they stopped a murderer by Burger King for a meal before returning him to custody. That's that invisible racism that you and people like you claim does not exist. Still, Candace, I respect you as a woman. I respect the fact that, as many of the people here that I read the comments, I respect the fact that you have the guts to stand up for what you believe. But while you do that, please understand, there is a thing, and I've been guilty of this myself, and that's why I can share it with you today. There is a thing called tact, which arises out of your character, which is formed by your belief system. Yes, I do have a slight bit of education, just enough to get by. Tact, Candace. Believe what you will, but exercise tact because it hangs out with this thing that we call class. God bless you.